What's up, everybody? Well, I got another Asus G15 Advantage video for you guys today, and today we're checking out Sons of the Forest again, but this time at 1440p. So hopefully we'll still be able to get over 60. I think we will, though. We're just not using no SMAA and anything. 1440p is hard enough to run as it is. Probably gonna have to put a lot of stuff on medium too, and not just on high. But we'll just wait and have to wait and see. Maybe it'll do better than I think, and it'll be very similar to 1080p somehow. It is an early access game after all, so I don't know what to expect. All I can say so far is I'm glad it's not a super stutterfest and it's not super crashy, at least so far. But I mean, it takes a while to make the videos, even though it doesn't seem like it since I only do like a minute of gameplay for each. I still sit there and play it a while just to make sure it's not a super unreliable pile of garbage. Wouldn't want to say, oh yeah, dude, it runs great. I played it for a whole whopping 5 minutes and yeah. So no. And then somebody goes by his game, plays it for like 10 minutes and it crashes every 5 fucking minutes, every 6, 7 minutes. You know, that'd be terrible. We don't want that. No, no. So anyway though, so it's 1440p's turn. So why don't we go ahead, get the thing hooked up to the capture computer now that it no longer fucks with the, well, what do you call it? It doesn't fuck with the frame rate anymore because now we're not using OBS. Well, we are, but we're using a capture card through OBS this time on the capture computer, so it's much better. So let's go hook it up and see how it does, shall we? Now we're going to move on to 1440p. So let's just look over the settings real quick. We've got no VSync getting in the way. We got exclusive full screen, and we're going to start on Ultra. Now this is probably going to go very poorly since now we're upping the resolution quite a bit, but hey, who knows? Oh, let's turn that back to normal too. We'll go back to TAA and try to remember to turn it down earlier this time. So for all we know, maybe that's why we're getting crappy FPS the whole time. Doubtful, but you never know. Anyway, that's the bottom. So now, let's go ahead and get back into the game. Well, let's get into the game. We haven't been in the game yet. All right, here we go. With Ultra at 1440, and no, we cannot get 60 all the time. We are already at 50 over here. But that's to be expected. I wasn't really expecting Ultra to work. Most of the time, Ultra's a stupid setting to run anyway. So let's open up all this nonsense. Get our emergency pack out and open and ready to go. Oh, we got a cool knife too, kick ass. So I'm not entirely defenseless, that's always good. And now we got our little cool GPS thing that tells us where random points of interest I'm thinking are. Unless that's like the people I'm looking for and they got like GPS trackers on them or some shit. Wonder if they got eaten by the cannibals. Yeah, who knows? Oh, it looks really nice though. Even though it's not getting the highest FPS in the world, it's not like, oh my god, this is completely unplayable. This isn't a fast-paced, twitchy first-person shooter, so I could play like this. Now, I'd like a little more FPS, sure, but this is not completely unplayable. I'm sure most people could have no problem just playing this on Ultra right now, even if it dropped down to 50. Heck, some people wouldn't care if it even dropped down to 30 or 40. As long as it, like, wasn't a complete stutter fest, and it really isn't. The frame times are pretty damn good. Every once in a blue moon we have a random stutter, but that seems to happen on all the systems. Anyway though, why don't we go move down to high now? Well, now we're going to go ahead and hop on down to high, so let's just look through these settings real quick and then we'll get back into the game. And at least now we can say that. We've been in the game once. Doesn't really make sense to say get back into the game at the very beginning of the video, before you even get in the first time, like I said at the first part of the video. But whatever, if you can't laugh at yourself and point out your own mistakes, right? Anyway though, let's get back into the game. Well now, let's go do some high gameplay here. Still around the same 50 FPS, so I don't think high is really going to cut the mustard here either. At least not the preset. We're going to probably need some custom settings to hit 60. And we might just not ever hit 60 all the time in the first place. That might be a pipe dream at this point. Who knows? But this isn't horrid. I'd prefer 60, but thanks to the Steam Deck, as long as it's smoothish, I can actually deal with it. But I would very much like 60, so we're going to try as hard as we can to get a constant 60 with my settings.
Oh, we can always hop up the cliff. That's always fun. Alrighty though, I think that's probably good enough. Why don't we go ahead and now drop it down to some good old medium and see how that works. That might get a little closer, probably still not quite. Well, here we go. Now it's time to look at medium. So that way we can go and get ourselves a little medium gameplay. And alright, already at the bottom, so now let's go ahead and hop on back into that game. Now we got ourselves some medium gameplay here at 1440. And we're close to 60. I think it's still going to drop here and there, but medium seems to work so far-ish. It doesn't look that bad either. If you just want it to be easy, you can set it and forget it. However, there could be spots that it still drops. We're only right here, kind of right where we fucking had the plane accident, or technically in this case, helicopter accident. Gotta get some stamina back. I don't want to use it all. I guess let's walk into the woods a little here too, just since this is a forest game. We gotta make sure it works good in the forest. Must be berries or something on that bush. But in any case, let's go tone it down to low now. Well now, here is low. So we gotta go look through the settings, so let's do that real quick here. Alright, really not that many to go through, so we are already at the bottom. So let's go see how low does. Well, here is some low gameplay now. Let's see, where should I go? Kind of just wandering around aimlessly, with no real purpose to the game yet. I plan to actually take it seriously later. Let's see, I guess we can go for a stroll on the beach. Making sure I'm not getting chased by damn cannibals. Because for all this stuff, I still can't hear. Whenever I'm doing any screen recorded gameplay for 1440p and 1080p on the laptop or Steam Deck for that matter, I can't hear a damn thing for the screen recorded portion. So they could sneak up on me, they could be stalking me, I wouldn't know. Hey, it's a turtle. What up, turtle? Alright, we'll leave him alone. Keep on moving. Well, all right. We are pretty much at the 2-minute mark, so might as well move on to ultra low before we do FSR and then do some of my settings. And now for ultra low. So let's just cruise through these settings real fast. Pretty much everything is off for the most part. Some of the features stay on, but almost everything else is either on low or ultra low or off altogether. So let's go see how ultra low does now. Well, now here we go, ultra low graphics settings. So let's just run around. Definitely not the way I would want to play the game, but hey, it's getting us lots of FPS if that's all you care about. Bam. I'm putting you to bet this one will probably almost, well, can't guarantee it, but I'd say if anyone's going to stay at 60, it'd probably be this setting. But it doesn't really look good. That's why we're going to do our own custom settings. And hopefully we'll stay close to 60 all times. Might not be able to. But gonna give it a damn good old try. Well, I guess let's run over here and run towards this forest. Well, stamina, so I guess we'll walk there first, but still. Hop, hop, hop. We'll just hop up the mountain. Why not? And now we're like on top of a mountain and in the forest. All right, though. Now, let's go try that weird FSR, dynamic resolution stuff. Well, just like last time, we're going to try turning the game to Ultra and turning this FSR dynamic resolution stuff on, just to see what's up. And since we're having trouble with 60 FPS, I'm going to try to set it to 60, because I think that's what that does. It could be very wrong, but that's what I'm assuming it does, and that's how we're treating it. So, now we are at the bottom, so let's go see how it does and how it looks. Well, let's try a little FSR dynamic resolution here. Try to stay at around 60 on Ultra if we can. See how well it works. So far, so good. It's probably not going to be a miracle worker by any means, but nope, see, we're already dropping down to 58, but not bad, considering I believe we're at 50 the last time we came over here, so I don't know what resolution it's actually running at. That's what's weird. I never really see FSR dynamic resolution. I usually see dynamic resolution or FSR, not them combined into one. So this is definitely a little strange to me, but hey, we'll make do. And it definitely seems to be doing something, so. A little bit more beach. Bunch of freaking seaweed. Nope, still not getting chased by random cannibals yet. But can't hear them, so gotta make sure every once in a while. But in any case, why don't we go try my settings out now? Now, here we go with some my settings here. Took a little bit of time here, but we got a pretty good amount of settings here that I think will make it so it doesn't drop much under 60. It might be right on the edge, but we're gonna mostly stay at 60, much like we did with that FSR. But now let's go find out how it looks and how it plays. Well, now here we go with some of my settings now. So let's just run around, and then after this, we'll go and get a little bit of my settings with the camera as well. I know people like watching that, so we include that now. Even though it doesn't really make a lot of sense since I do this screen record stuff and it doesn't interfere with it, but I kind of like it. That's what I started doing, and people like it, so why the hell not, right? But first, let's get through just the screen recorder before we even talk about moving on. We just started this after all. We'll go around, run around for maybe like 2 minutes or something like that. I think that'll be good. Yes. To open my inventory, but I don't want to open my inventory right now. I just want to run around and chill. Alright, though, we're pretty much reaching that 2-minute mark, so why don't we go ahead and switch on over to camera now and see how it looks with the camera and all that snazzy stuff.
Alright guys, let's get ourselves some camera gameplay now with my settings. I keep leaving that poor guy to like die every time I go around just to get you guys footage. I got tired of reviving him, it takes too long. And he's like deafened. So I have to keep writing notes to him. I'm excited to get started actually playing the game for real. It does seem like it's going to be a pretty fun game because I think there's building, crafting, and all that shit. And I like all that stuff in the games. I like Dickerous. And I like the last one of these too. Let's go visit our piked friends. See, now these guys are doing so hot. He's kind of got a stick going up his ass. I don't think he's doing so hot. Hey, we got seagulls. Hello, seagull. Ah, here's this guy breathing in pain. Anyway. What else we got? Ooh, flares. At least I didn't light it first. Alright, what else shall we go? I guess into the woods more. Test how the FPS acts in the woods. Seeing as though the damn game is called Sons of the Forest, we might as well go into the forest. So far, so good though. It seems like it's doing pretty damn good. Get up there, you bitch. There we go. Saw something. Look at this bunny. Ooh, there's some people. Probably bad people. No. No low medicine. Alright. And I almost killed myself by accident, but I think that's plenty of gameplay, so why don't we go wrap this video on up now? Well, alright guys, that is a wrap for Sons of the Forest at 1440p on the Asus G15 Advantage, and it is apparently 420. But, in any case, I might as well take my 420 hit, why not? And then we'll finish wrapping this up. Alright. And now that that is out of the way, I would say it handled it quite well. Since we're doing 1440p, it seemed like we got a lot more GPU utilization. Makes sense, CPU was probably bottlenecking a little bit at 1080p, but once we upped it to 1440p, well, we were obviously hitting the GPU a lot harder. Obviously, we weren't at 100% GPU utilization everywhere, but we were a lot closer than we were at 1080p. I can tell you that. So that's one of the reasons 1440p can be useful. Sure, we aren't going to get the high FPS and first-person shooters, but this is not a first-person shooter. I'd rather have the eye candy and the higher FPS and whatnot with the, you know, it not stuttering and going under 60 all the time or any of that nonsense. Not like we had a huge issue with 1080p that was mostly due to me leaving SMAA anti-aliasing on. I figured the laptop could handle it. It couldn't. That's why this time around we stuck with TAA for my setting. But still, plays just fine on this game if you use the right settings and you're willing to tinker a little bit. Ultra and stuff didn't really work on any of the resolutions. Same thing with high. High got close on the 1080p, but we still dropped a little bit. But in any case, that is about it for this particular video. It's time for me to now move on to the secondary computer and then the primary. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video because I sure as hell enjoyed making it for you guys. And until the next video, peace out, guys.